So that's so that's the presentation I've made. I'd like to say some other things, though, apart from that. I tried to make the language learning as beautiful an experience as possible, because I think the students have learned to view their language as being less than English. I think we learned that as a result of our parents and the experiences we've had. So I tried to make the language as attractive as possible. Any teaching I do is always done with pictures. I illustrate everything. And the books that I use, they're books that I've published myself. I didn't want to use books that are very plain looking, without plain covers. I've made sure that they have really shiny covers, that they look as good as other language books out there, because our languages are as good as other languages. That's the message I try to impress upon the students. I hope other language teachers can relate to the situations that I described here, the experiences of students who feel shame sometimes because of the ways, I guess, they felt excluded at home because they didn't speak the language. I've spoken about that topic many times at language conferences in Canada, where I come from, and it's a very emotional subject. The fact that people my age have not passed on our language to other people, to our children and our younger relatives. But we're trying. We have language camps in the summertime that we invite our young relatives to. And we use a lot of games. We pray. We pray sincerely to ask for help. One thing I always notice at these language camps is that there's a lot of love. There's a lot of caring for each other. And it just permeates our language learning experience. So I see a lot of hope for our languages there. I'd like to mention one new thing we're going to do this winter. I'm starting a 4-month language camp back home. We have a tourist lodge that caters to American fishermen from Minnesota and Wisconsin. But it's dormant during the winter. So this winter we're going to open it to Ojibwe people to come and learn their language. I'd like to turn the lodge into a language sanctuary for the winter, and have elders helping there, because our elders still speak the language only, and we'll have them interacting with the students. We have a dog team, person with a dog team who's going to take people out. We'll have people order their food in the language, and just try to make it a very Ojibwe-only experience for the people that come there. I hope we can do that. It'll take a lot of prayer and effort. And I hope that by doing that the children on our reservation will be able to see that the language is important, that people could come to our home and learn from our elders, and that they'll want to learn as well. So that's that for this part of the presentation. I want to discuss bookmaking shortly after, but if anybody has any comments, I'd sure welcome them at this time. So I'd like to talk about books now. Back in Ontario, my band, my tribe, where I come from, they gave me a loan to publish books, and so I did a fairly good-sized textbook for my own language, and that has really sold well, and that's afforded me to publish other books. So the first book I published after that one, Talking Kokum's Language, was this one, and it's called Pocket Ojibwe. And what it is, it's a phrase book that you would get if you were going to France, let's say. It has all sorts of phrases, you know, where's the airport, where's the bathroom, things like that. But I've gone deeper than that, I guess, because I've also aimed at fluent speakers of the language, but also for beginners, of course. I say in the introduction that this is the kind of book that should have been made at least 50 years ago when white people first came to our communities, and they should have, you know, used the language to communicate with the people. But it didn't work that way. The communities were the ones that learned English to accommodate the newcomers. So after that one, I'll continue talking about it. It's in sections. Things to say when arriving. Things to say in the courtroom, in the hospital, at powwows, different situations. Things for a lawyer to say when his client is calling him. Things to say to the policeman. And at ceremonies, at powwows, and in the bush. There's quite a rich section here for the bush, you know, names of birds, ducks, animals, even fish. You know. It's really quite, spent a lot of research on this. The plants that we have, all the trees, they're all named in here. There's even an insult section that people always look for first. It's not meant for people to insult each other, it's to recognize the insults if you hear them. But young people always go for it. I'm really proud of young people when they buy these books at powwows, because it means they really want to learn. They really want to learn their language. And I try not to give them away to young people. I'd rather that they bought it with their own money, because then they'll value it, is how I see it. After I did that, when I did Pocket Cree, it was translated into the Cree language. And this one I'm really proud of. It's Inuktitut. That's the Eskimo language. And the woman who translated it, she wrote a lot of her own culture in it, and very beautifully, I think. So I'm really proud of this one because of the effort she made in describing her culture. So these three books are the ones I've done for Canada, because these are the three languages that are said to have a very high rate of survival. We have the most speakers. But for, and then there's Pocket Ojibwe for kids and parents. And this is for something to use when you're driving along and you're identifying things and at the airport and so forth. And this one here is generic. It's for all languages. It's not just Ojibwe. It's for any language. And it's language games to play when you're teaching. It has blank sections for people to write their own language in there. It's in 3 sections: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. I spend a lot of time looking for games, devising games. There's just so many ways of making language learning fun, because you can't just sit there and stand there and teach the grammar. You have to enable the students to talk to each other, to react to each other, and that's using games is one way. So I presented the idea of having the template of this book for other American native languages to use. I think this would be a really good idea to popularize our languages, to make them accessible, I guess, to the young people, the people my age who don't speak the language anymore, anybody. A tribe could put all their cultural lore in it, like I've done with mine. There's little sections here, such as you hang a towel over the mirror during a thunderstorm. Every Ojibwe family used to do that. I think we still do. Don't put your shoes on the wrong feet, otherwise you'll meet up with a bear. There's all sorts of tidbits like that in the book, because that's the backbone of our culture. And the plant lore that's in here, it's specific to our own area. So that's all I wanted to say about the books. By the way, when you hear the word language all the time, after a while it starts to look like luggage. Let's not lose our luggage. Hang on to our luggage.